If you are new to my channel, my name is Josie and welcome. This is the video that you have been awaiting. This is the October energy check-in. Let's just put it like that, even though that's not the title of this video. Um, I've been quite busy trying to recover myself financially, energetically, all kinds of stuff. So thank you for your patience, okay? Thank you so much for your love and support, your energy, your kind thoughts, your kind comments. I appreciate all of it and all of you. Um, so let's get into what's going on. Like right this moment, right this moment, I've got three different things. There's the channeling, there's the notes that I took for the Vedic astrology portion, and then there's the actual card. So I'm like, okay, what are we doing first? What's happening first? So I think we're gonna go ahead and get the Vedic astrology out of the way. Vedic astrology goes off of the sidereal zodiac, so the things don't happen at the same time as the things in Western astrology do. So if you hear something that seems a little off, take it. If it resonates, leave the rest, okay? Um, Now, here's the situation in October, loves. Currently, right now, today, we have Pluto, Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, and Neptune are all retrograde. Okay? So, what I did was I looked at October, the beginning, the middle, and the end of October. And nothing really starts to shift with the planets until the 15th, the middle of October. And it's not exactly the 15th either, because what happens is Pluto goes direct October 11th. Okay? That's going to be felt. It's going to be seen. It's going to be heard. It's going to be a real situation. Okay? Hey, love. Um, when Pluto is retrograde, just like a lot of planets when they're retrograde, it's an inside job. It's a behind the scenes job. It's a lot of uprising and turmoil behind the scenes and internally. But by the time that planet starts to go direct and it moves forward, what happens is all of that internal and behind the scenes construction work um, comes to an end, and there's this big reveal. There's that red carpet opening, that ribbon cutting. It's like, ta-da, look what was happening this whole time. Look at what was created from all of that behind the scenes stuff. And Pluto literally rules, secrets and transformation. And so there's going to be some big transformations, loves, like because this is a collective thing. I'm speaking in terms of the collective, okay? And if you think the little trickle of information that you're getting about certain stuff right now is shocking, you're about to be definitely blown out the water by the time we get close to the middle of October. And again, for some sensitive people like me, you're already in October as far as the energy is concerned. And I'm not talking about current events or 3D stuff. I'm talking about energetically, because there's plenty of energetic stuff that's happening, and there was a reason. There was a reason why some of us felt the energy and integrated the energy first before we actually got to the physical 3D October. So that we could hold the light, continue to hold the light while everybody else is catching up and freaking out and all this and that, right? Um, anchors, anchors of the light. Um, so yeah, it's like the calm before the storm, right? So for those people who are not really experiencing turbulence right now, there's going to be this peace, and there's going to be this comfort, and then bam, all of this stuff is just going to pop off. And you're going to need to be able to handle it. It's a gut check. It's definitely a solar plexus energy, right? And it's a, are you who you say you are? Are you acting like who you say you are? It's a really big check, okay? Oh yeah, and Alexander's mentioning the eclipses, and I didn't even put the eclipses in these notes, even though they're big things happening. Particularly, I decided to do just the planets that were moving forward. I will talk about the eclipses, but I just did not write them in these notes. I'm trying to have some kind of order here. But thank you for bringing that up, love. Um, so yeah, when Pluto goes direct, there is going to be that oomph that you feel. It's going to be like you're riding and the ride is so smooth, you don't know how fast you're going, but you definitely feel when you have to stop abruptly. It's you're going to feel when Pluto goes direct. And toward the end of the month, the nodes are changing. Okay, these are the Vedic nodes, Rahu and Ketu. Okay, and Rahu is going into Pisces and Ketu is going into Virgo. Remember, Rahu is the direction you're going in this incarnation as a collective. Ketu is the comfort zone. It's that past life mastery, that thing that comes easy to you. K2 is also representative of the spiritual aspect, and Rahu is the worldly aspect with like a little flair because Rahu likes weird stuff. Okay, Rahu likes anything that's not normal, not societal, you know. So with Rahu going into Pisces and with K2 going into Virgo, there's going to be that access, AXI as axis. There's going to be that um, activity and events to create harmony between the axis of Pisces and Virgo. So if you personally, right, let's say you've been just living life, you know, through faith, you know, like driving your car with your gas tank on E all the time. Well, you're going to have to actually adapt some of that Virgo energy because that's not going to work for you no more, right? And let's say you were very meticulous and overly critical about everything, where you're going to have to adapt some of that Pisces energy. Do you see? It's all about creating harmony. It's all about using both energies, not being in your comfort zone, learning stuff that's new, that has to do obviously with Piscean stuff, spirituality, creativity, imagination, the subconscious, and also still being able to be grounded in that Virgo energy, being able to bring order to all of those themes, right? So what that looks when Rahu, the head, and Ketu, the body, come together and function as one unit, that looks like someone that looks like a collective, because that's what I'm speaking about right now is a collective. It looks like a collective that is grounding the spiritual plane into this existence. This is a collective that is out there operating and having creativity and spiritual stuff in the subconscious and things like that is going to be really like evident in the collective once these nodes change. Okay, and we know energy doesn't start and stop, so we're already seeing it now. So when it comes to things like yoga, qigong, alternative medicine, things like that, you're going to see a lot more of it in the day-to-day routines of people. There's going to be businesses that are offering these services all of a sudden that were not offering these things before, because they're noticing that, again, people have adapted creativity, spirituality. People have become more sensitive, so now they have to get better wellness products, things like that. They're going to adjust to this whole situation, because this is about Virgo taking good care of yourself, having a routine, making sure your health is good, right? Nurturing nurturing yourself through repetitive, things, right? But there's also um, incorporating some of those things that are not necessarily worldly. Like, if you're just used to exercising and eating right, well, now you're going to start meditating on top of that. Or you may go and try some energy modality or whatever the case, and start to incorporate it into your situation, right? And so people in the wellness industries, people in the immunology industries that deal with allergies and things like that, people that are dealing with autoimmune stuff, right? You're going to see some changes in those areas, because this energy is going to cater to the sensitives. Okay, there's going to be some solutions. We can talk today. We can talk today. There's going to be some solutions that come in when it comes to the new awareness of how sensitive people have become due to whatever the case may be. Our environment, what they've been doing, you know what I mean? Like our environment, things we've been ingesting, yada yada. So those are some of the themes of what you're going to see when the nodes change. And because Pluto goes direct right before that happens, you're going to feel like all of a sudden things are changing, like in an unrealistic way, because hello, there's Pisces sitting there doing the glamour shot, right? But again, a lot of these changes and a lot of this energy has been felt early on by some people already. So it's not a sudden change for some people, but it may come off as a sudden change for other people. You know how some people think that a person was an overnight success, like if they didn't put any work in or they didn't do anything toward their success, but they have no idea what that person's story is. It's kind of like that energy. You don't know what they were doing, you don't know, but the collective is going to all of a sudden be surprised, because the powers that be, the authorities, the systems that are in place are going to start to incorporate alternative medicine, complementary medicine. All of these things all of a sudden are going to be available when they were not before. Okay, and there was a process getting there. um some people, I'm glad that came through. If you were the type of person that had a hard time meditating, this energy will be more supportive of you. So like try again. Try again, because this energy is definitely going to be more supportive of being grounded and being able to be mindful. Again, mindfulness is going to all of a sudden be a big thing. Mindfulness practices. So yeah, that part. Now, I did not take notes on the eclipse, so I'm not going to give you any dates, but I will give you messages on what is actually going to be happening with the eclipse energy in October, okay? And I did that on purpose because I really don't like getting too detailed. I'm not an astrologer, y'all. I just use Vedic astrology as a tool. It's totally different. I'm not logical like that. um I don't, get into that like that. But check this out. The eclipse for October, the eclipse energy that's coming in is going to be kind of like a rapid phone charger compared to a cheap one that you get from, Dollar Tree or whatever. That's what it's going to be. It's like if you stand on this pad for 3 minutes and then you're fully charged. Okay. And then that's all it takes. And then you move on. So, in a practical sense, there's going to be this burst of energy that comes through. And wow, when I was sitting and having breakfast this morning, I heard this, and I didn't think anything of it, but I'm going to repeat this to y'all. Everybody wants to be a god, but when that energy comes into the body, they don't know how to handle it. They can barely walk. So, with that being said, if you get hit with an immense amount of energy, right? For some of you, it's going to be a test. For some of you, you're going to integrate it and you're going to, express it like a boss. But for some of you, it's going to be a test to see, okay, can this person function when they feel 4 inches taller? Even though they're not physically 4 inches taller, can they physically function if they feel 4 inches taller? Can they function if they've been in a meditative state for like a whole week? Are they still able to, do the things, right? Because if you're not, then that energy will taper off and it'll try again later. But this is what that eclipse energy is bringing in. So you're going to definitely have what I call finesse moments. Like you're going to catch the vapors. The veil is thin the whole month of October. Like the veil is thin now. Like I swear I feel like I'm in October already. You're just going to be really sensitive. Sensitivities you didn't even know you had, right, are going to be really obvious. So let's say you had a food sensitivity and then it turns into a full-blown allergy, right? Those kinds of situations. There may be new sensitivities that you have that are not necessarily sensitivities to where you need to avoid something or not do something. They're sensitivities that you need to fine tune and actually strengthen, like your psychic abilities. You may become sensitive to sound because your clairaudience is, ramping up. You may become sensitive, like photosensitive, because your clairvoyance is really ramping up. So be aware of those things, okay? Be aware. It's very, very important to be aware of those things, because that is what that eclipse that is what that eclipse energy is bringing in. Those are the first messages that I get for that eclipse energy, right? Now, when you want to get into the 3D stuff, the relationships, the job, the money, the all this and that, there's going to be a lot of rearranging going on. So if you've ever played the game of dominoes and you've washed the dishes when you scramble them up and things like that, that's what it's going to physically look and feel like, is that things are being rearranged. And it's like if somebody came into your house and moved all of your furniture around. Didn't ask you, didn't say anything. How would you feel, right? But if you know that this is going to be this way, and you understand that it's going to happen regardless, then your job is to be flexible. Okay? You may have concrete plans, you may be trying to get some things done, and all of a sudden the person that you're dealing with can no longer do it for whatever reason. Well, are you going to shut everything down, or are you going to simply find somebody else to be able to do it? Like, this is your choice, and there's a lot of choice points in October, okay? You're going to be presented with situations, and your reaction is going to dictate everything, okay? Your response is going to dictate how successful you are moving forward, because this eclipse energy, that's the initial eclipse energy that's happening in October, It's taking you all the way because, of course, there's going to be another eclipse. It's eclipse season. But this energy initially, this first eclipse, is taking you all the way to the spring of 2024. So when you are dealing with the rearrangement of things and all this and that, how you respond to that is going to dictate what your life looks like in the spring of 2024. So watch your feelings. Okay? And we're here, yep. Here we go again. We're back to now the eclipse energy mixed with the nodes changing with the Pisces and the Virgo situation. What's going to happen is that energy is going to be really strong at a certain point in October, and there's no specific date. You're going to be aware of it though. You got to remember, Pisces energy rules the movies, the TV, anything that's an illusion, magic, right? And there are some people that are realists. There are some people that they're not into that kind of thing. They're like, if it's not in my hand, then it doesn't exist. If it, if I can't, I need to see it to believe it, things like that, right? So then there's going to be that tug of war between those thinking that way and then those thinking that, oh, you got to have faith and you got to feel it out, or you got to use your third eye. There's going to be a moment of tension. Okay? Again, hold your ground. Don't get into it with nobody, because the Virgo crowd is going to want to analyze and pick at it and really, make things hard for themselves before they surrender, the Pisces energy again, before they surrender to the divine. So be okay with observing people flapping in the wind until they surrender. That's them. Okay? And then when you want to flip it the other way around, for the people who are not able to function in society because they've jumped off the deep end of spirituality, again, there's going to be a change. Life is going to get real, and they're going to have to start doing some analyzing, getting some organization together, and having some kind of routine in order to survive, because what was working before is no longer working. And you know what though? On a positive note, people that have been living magical lives, sometimes it's simply the tools and the way you've been doing things is no longer working anymore. And sometimes you may need to revisit some earlier tools or different tools in order to manifest. Switch it up. Okay? That's very important. So for all of you, very important message. Piscean and Virgo people, if they got Pisces placements in their chart, Virgo placements in their chart, they're going to be very helpful for you. Okay? I'm just letting y'all know that now. So what I want to do next is I want to go ahead and pull cards. And my question in the now is the dominant energy in October. What is the dominant energy? And I am using the chakra zodiac oracle, healing oracle for these messages. Whoa. Stay in the moment, Earth Star chakra. Okay? Again, there's that grounding. Hey, you need to ground. Hey, you need to ground, right? And I always tell y'all, you're grounding to the fifth dimensional version, the fifth dimensional core, the crystalline core, or, the central sun. Make sure you're grounding specifically to that higher energy, right? So we've got stay in the moment, Earth Star chakra. That is telling you, hey, before you speak, before you react, take a moment. Breathe. Oh, what I tell y'all? Sagittarius, Gypsy. Okay. So I know y'all may think, oh, well, that's contradictive. How are we going to have dominant energies of staying grounded? But then you got this gypsy energy that's like, I'm out. You can't hold me down. You can't pin me down, right? Well, Sagittarian energy learns through their travel, whether they're mentally traveling and surfing the internet learning, or they're physically traveling and meeting people out in the world and they're learning. Just because you're moving around in such a way doesn't mean that you're not grounded. So these two cards together, what they're telling me is that it's very important that you stay grounded in whatever your belief is, because apparently there's going to be an energy where there's going to be people going against other people's beliefs. There's going to be people that are trying to change what you are doing. And it could really mess some stuff up. It could be like a stick in the gear. It could really derail some things for you if you don't follow your heart, if you don't stay grounded within your belief system and allow your soul to guide you. Because I really feel like that there's gonna be some, instances where your beliefs are going to be challenged in such a way where people are going to be like, well, because you believe this, or because you feel like you have to do that way, I'm not going to help you. Because Virgo energy is like the Six of Pentacles, and you may face some situations where you're not able to get help from certain people, places, structures, systems, because of what you believe or how you need to do things. And you've got to be okay with that. Okay. Yeah, I got one more. And it fell. Oh, wow. Look, you guys. Cancer, nurturer. Okay, so while you're out there um experiencing the strangeness, hey love, while you're out there experiencing the strangeness, you're going to have to love on yourself. You're going to have to nurture yourself while you're being, technically, some of y'all may be literally being attacked because of what you believe. There's a whole, yeah, and I don't like the energy. It doesn't feel good at all. But again, y'all got to understand, and when you understand, you can have that compassion that you need to have and be able to observe and know that, well, that's just the way that energy operates. So it's okay. I don't have to take it personal, because Cancer is all about emotional mastery. Cancer is the expression of emotions. And it's very important that you don't react to right or wrong, because there's going to be this huge energy of what's correct and what's not correct out there. And you're minding your business, living your magical life. And someone has such a problem with it that they want to correct it. Be careful, loves, about the help that you receive. You can't receive help from everybody during this time. And again, this time period, it's not going to be just in October, but all of this is beginning, and it's going to be really strong in October. Watch who you receive help from, because there's that energy of, I'm going to initially come to you and help you, but I have ulterior motives. I'm also trying to change you, but you don't know that up front. I think, or because this can be subconscious, the person may not even consciously be doing this. I think that by me helping you, that you're going to change. And that may be their motivation, even though they're not thinking that or saying that. You see what I mean? This is a tricky energy, loves. Because when you're in harmony, it's still not super grounded. When you are on the Virgo Pisces axis and you've created some kind of harmony, harmony is different from balance. Balance is concrete, nothing's moving. And because everything's constantly moving universally, that's why I always use the term harmony. And when you're in harmony on the Virgo Pisces axis, you get quicksand. You don't get firm ground, you get quicksand. So you need to know how to move in quicksand. You need to know that, if you fight, you're going to literally go under. You need to know how to get out of quicksand in order to navigate these energies. Okay? I'm just saying. Oh, man. Now we get into the actual tarot cards. And with tarot, a lot of times, I use the Rider-Waite to do the 3D day-to-day, system stuff. Those messages tend to come out more with the tarot cards because of all of the people and all of that energy. October, I told y'all, October gonna be wild because it's gonna be highly magical, but also very scrutinizing and kind of uncomfortable, because when you're at the extreme of Virgo, everything bothers you. Your surroundings bother you. This is not right. That's not right. And it's a very insecure feeling. Okay. And then if you're too far in the extreme of Pisces, everything, you're just kind of letting everything just be fluid to the point where you start to lose your grounding, to where your reality starts to become fluid. Literally, you lose your house, you lose things, you have no concrete nothing. It's just you out there flapping in the wind. So with the beautiful tarot cards, we've got the Three of Cups, which is awesomeness, right? Celebration, community. That's what I get from that. We get the King of Pentacles. Okay, that's earth energy. And then we've got the beautiful Five of Swords. And I'm already annoyed by it because there's that energy yet again of, I need to be right. This is not correct, right? And then we have who? Temperance, because that's what you're gonna need dealing with that I need to correct everything energy. And again, this I need this this energy. The only time it's gonna annoy you is when it's at its extreme. It can be very helpful when something actually needs to be corrected. Okay? I'm just saying. With that King of Pentacles, it's saying, hey, let's get our life together. Let's create a firm foundation so that we can celebrate guilt-free with no regrets, right? I think that's Siri talking. Y'all forgive me. Something I said. I don't know. She just gave some kind of definition about regrets or something. I don't even think that's Siri. And I don't want to say the name because it may turn on. I don't know. I'm not used to that. Oh, let me check that last comment. Hey, Mom. Mom's up in the chat. But yeah, Y'all gonna need temperance for the extremes of these energies. You're gonna need temperance for the people that are in extreme Piscean energy, because you can't rely on them for nothing. Yet they're talking about, put me in, coach, right? But they're flaky, right? And then you're gonna have to have patience with the Virgo energy, because those people, you know, if you go to some of them that are in the extreme for help, they're gonna try to change what you got going on. No, you know, you're supposed to be here fixing the sink for my business, and now all of a sudden you talking about painting the walls a different color and maybe moving these cabinets. No, just focus on what I asked you to do. So yeah, all in all, you know, as long as you are nurturing yourself first, you will have the energy, the stamina, the endurance to deal with what's happening around you. And you'll be able to see when someone is operating at the extreme of these energies and have your healthy boundaries up. You don't have to totally not deal with them, but you can alleviate these situations by making it very clear when you speak. Instead of saying, hey, can you come and lay this gravel for me, and leaving it at that, you change the way that you say it. Hey, I only need someone to lay the gravel for me. I've got somebody else to do these other things. So they don't even think about doing anything else but what they were told. And then with the Piscean energy, with Pisces energy, if you are concerned about somebody flaking on you or whatever the case may be, not being reliable, if you know that you're dealing with somebody that's not reliable, you need to give them small tasks. And everything needs to be a task, not a contract with a term. You see? If you're seeing that person is not reliable in their life, and y'all always watch actions. Don't listen to what somebody say. Watch them. Watch what they're doing. That's going to give you a clue as to whether or not they're a good fit. Okay? And if you can't watch them because you don't know them like that, ask them certain questions about how they feel about certain things in their life, you know? How do you feel about people who need to have a clean car all the time, to where, you know, their car always smells good and it looks brand new? See how they feel about certain stuff, and that's going to tell you whether they're going to work well for you or not. Because there is a high partnership energy coming in here. There will be partnerships being made. Okay, it's gonna be Western Libra season. And you know, the fall and winter is what they call cuffing season, right? So I guess this is a segue into the romantic portion of this video. I like how that just happened, crept up on me, because, you know, I don't be planning on talking about that. When it comes to any partnerships, first of all, watch the actions, find out how they operate in their own life, right? And start with healthy boundaries. Don't start with desperation, and don't start with greed. I got a problem with greed, y'all. And it's gotten me into a lot of trouble. And I'm not talking about the greed where, like, I take too much of something that's already there. I'm talking about an ambition type of greed, to where I place people in situations that I know that they can't actually, like, follow through. They ain't got it, and I still try to, like, slap something together using just anybody instead of the right people, because I'm after something, you see. So yeah, really check your motives, because the Scorpio energy is not going to be merciful Check your motives about why you're dealing with people or doing certain things in October, because the Scorpio energy is not going to have mercy. Okay, y'all, some of y'all with Pisces and Virgo placements heavy y'all may bump heads with Scorpio energy, because again, there's that solar plexus gut check right there. Are you who you say you are? Because I'm the Scorpio energy is literally telling you, however you're acting, I'm gonna treat you as such. So it's not gonna matter what your title is. It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter, what your beliefs are. None of that. If you acting a fool, I'm gonna treat you like one. That's that Scorpio energy in the mix here. Um, I recommend that if you're single and dating, that you just stay single and dating and don't allow the cuffing thing to happen, because again, toward the end of the year, we are going to have another Mercury retrograde. I'm just saying. So even if you're dating one person and you like that person, just don't make anything official until February if you can. Just enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all are going to want to literally jump the gun and get married. Some of y'all are going to want to. You're going to feel like this is it. But by the time that Mercury retrograde comes around, and if you really did jump the gun and get married, because y'all got to remember, Pisces is an illusion. There's illusion going on. So if you get married between, honestly, now and between now and the end of December, something is gonna come up. I'm not telling you that it's gonna make or break your marriage, but there are some things that you wasn't aware of that's gonna come up that you didn't know, that would have been helpful to know in the beginning. I'm just saying, okay? And that's another reason why your psychic senses are going to be coming online more during October, is to help you smell fear. Is to help you put up those healthy boundaries. Is to help you to in whatever lesson you have on trusting yourself. Again, between Scorpio, Pisces, and Virgo energy, it's all about, are you who you say you are? And it's not enough to just reply back. You need to show that you are who you say you are. You see, because Scorpio energy is more of a Mars energy, and it goes off of actions. Okay. So y'all got to have compassion for the people who are fearful and don't want to tell you stuff, because they're desperate and they're operating off of desperate energy. Like when they get with you, they may be codependent or whatever. Have that understanding so that you don't get too pissed off and feel all in your feelings when you find out whatever you're going to find out. For those of you who are going to do this anyway, because it's part of your lessons, your path, just have compassion when you find out they didn't tell you that they had been married before, or whatever comes up. Because honestly, I feel like a lot of us have been there before, where we wanted something so bad that we were afraid to be upfront, and there's going to be that theme. And again, that's coming from the Virgo side, being overly critical because everything has to be perfect. Do you see? And then there's some of y'all, between that Pisces and that Scorpio energy, you doing that thing that the TV does to people, telling you exactly what you're going to get, but in such a way where people think it's like not true. but then they have to find out it is true, like on the movies where they're doing martial arts, like Jackie Chan will tell you, I'm about to like kick you in the head and trip you and tie you up, and the person's laughing like, ha ha ha, there's no way you can do all of that, and then he does it, and you're like, whoa. And then you want to call the person crazy, or they told you everything. Hey, don't play with me, I'm psychic, right? Don't play with me, I got connections, I know people, right? And you're like, bull, whatever, right? And then next thing you know, bam, the truth hits you. So that's what that looks like, y'all. I know this video is jam packed, and most of it is about October, because the energy is going to be intense. Again, October, that Scorpio season, that Libra season, that it's not like Leo with all of the outward expression. This is more of a deep, I want to snatch your soul, passionate, we're either all the way in or we're all the way out. There's no in between. And if you're not who you say you are, I'm gonna make sure that you know it. It's not about everybody else knowing it. Nobody's gonna go tell it on a mountain about how you lied about your, how you eat or whatever. No. This is one of those things where you get checked directly. And you feel it on a soul level. Okay. Last but not least, because this was a long video, I'm sorry, y'all. Some of y'all who work with extraterrestrial energy, that you may actually get a break from doing that stuff. Not to say that your team is not going to be around, but it's just not going to feel so busy and intense, right? It's going to feel more like, okay, the work is complete, yay, right? We chilling. The people that have been anchoring the new reality, you're going to actually feel a sense of accomplishment. You're going to feel things like working that you've been anchoring, that you've been building, like the grid workers and stuff. You're going to feel that. It's going to be more real, right? The main energies that I feel that are going to be definitely busy, like we're switching from extraterrestrial energy to ancestral energy, to indigenous energy, is going to be really prevalent in October. Again, everything's about depth. Everything's going to be about verification, certification. Let me check your papers, quality assurance. Again, hey, that Virgo energy wants to know who's been doing this. What are you certified for this? Because you're gonna find out that there's some people in positions. Oh, segue again. You're gonna find out. Oh, this is funny. You're gonna find out, whether it be political offices, your school, whatever, your job, there's going to be some hammers going down, because there's people in positions that are not certified to be there, that don't have the certifications that they need for whatever reason, and they just knew somebody, and this is how they've been operating. Whew. But that's a good thing. Oh, yes. I love how they want me to explain this, okay? And they is me. Okay, just so y'all know. So check this out. You know how Piscean energy is magical, right? So this is the story. You go to a job interview and you don't get the job, but then something happens. There's an internal investigation that happens with somebody, and they find out that that person has been operating without the certifications, or was falsely hired, or whatever. And then next thing you know, you get called after they told you that you didn't get the job and you get it. So you got both dynamics happening there with the Virgo energy making corrections and then the magical energy of the whole miracle situation of Pisces. So don't be surprised if y'all hear stories like that of how somebody got something in a way that was unconventional or like a miracle type way, because there's always something on the other side in the physical that had to be moved, shifted around in order to make space for that to happen anyway. You know, you can't negate the physical side of things. So yeah, there's definitely benefit in the corrections. And everybody wins because whoever it was that was corrected, they learned a lesson. They learned that they could not just continue doing that, you know, and that they had to make a change that was going to benefit them later in their life, you know. Thank you, love. But yeah, I am finally done holding you up. I uh I I don't know, y'all. I'm just, again, anytime I start to channel, anytime, boy, that you can't find this feeling nowhere else except for within yourself, hugged up with the divine, because man, it's great. But yeah, love to you all, prosperity to you all, patience to you all, and compassion to you all in the now. Please visit my link tree. Doing some awesome stuff here in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm here at Renew You Wellness now. Um, but yeah, visit my link tree and please share this video. It will save some people, I'm sure, from the drama. Talk to y'all soon. Have a beautiful day, loves.